Welcome back to Open Division of the ECS Spring Season 2021. We have a game for you, but there's two casters. It's going to be me and Ebac today.
Oh, that's me.
That is you.
Can't
You're
believe
a
you
lovely,
exposed me
lovely
like
man.
this, Yannick.
Can see you got all dressed up for this. Didn't see you before we went live here. You look really good today, Ebac.
Did say I was doing that. I'm, going to try and keep it up, regardless of division. My second open cast. I've not seen either of these teams so far this season, but they've both got a very interesting point to prove today, haven't they, Yannick?
They definitely do, and with that, we can look at the standings here on screen, moving a little bit through just at the right pace. Kjell's Disciples with a slightly bigger logo have also a slightly bigger amount of points than the rest of the teams here. 18 points standing on top. You'd say firm with the amount of losses. You can't see that, that's just off your screen, but for us here on my second screen at least, I can see that they won 6 games and only lost 1, which I think was a default loss due to them not being able to show up. And well, they haven't lost a game by actually playing a game back. This is going to be their first loss against Mouseplayz. White, what's your opinion?
It's going to have to be if Mouseplayz want to avoid that below 5 position. As mentioned in the past, as people will most likely know, but you might not. Imagine there's a second dotted line below 5th spot in the league. The bottom 3 teams from Necrotic down are no longer playing. That's why they've all got 0 points. It is a fight between kind of those bottom few there as to whether they will guarantee themselves in Open Division next season or whether they will have to qualify again. And you don't want to have to do that, because as the qualifiers proved last season, or this season so far, I guess, it's been a nightmare. It's really tough to get through. So Mouseplayz don't want to guarantee that, but there's also a chance they could push up into those top 2 as well if they get some results going, and this is a really good way to set that benchmark.
Yeah, if they want to make any chance back into playoffs, they need to win now, and this is their time to shine. But Aura also still has something to say about that, as some other teams here. If Aura wins, it's all done. It's all done and dusted. None of these teams that are below second can even have a chance of winning a spot within the playoffs. So, yeah, I mean, it's not really in your hands 100%, but I mean, it's your time to shine. You got to prove that you're worth it at least.
Yep, and what a great place to come to see if Mouseplayz can do that as well. Because Kjells, I've heard a bit about them here and there. One of the main things is that they're a strong gunning team, and they've brought us to the map that may well suit that the most. And their opposition is a bit of a question mark. I'm not 100% sure as a Mouseplayz team. Maybe they've got something hidden behind as to what they might want to add. But look where we are.
Sunny Ibiza, Evac. Have you ever been to Spain? Sunny Spain? Have you been there?
No, I have actually. Which
really?
Is weird. I didn't want to.
No? Okay. Well, you're gonna have to go there again now today. We're going there, but you're going with me at least, if that's any consolation for you. But yeah, it's a Fragger map coastline. Gunplay is king on this map, especially on attack when you have those powerful ARs against the slightly weaker SMGs of the defenders and Kjell's Disciples. This might be the map where they thrive on, as you said, and they can thrust themselves up and secure themselves that playoff spot today.
Yeah, they're going to want to finish in the highest position possible, not just to get the automatic promotion spot, but also to make sure, especially with these top 2, that they are guaranteed within the top 2, because, talking about all the different stakes and levels of things, there's a lot of very close positions. You move one position away from where you might want to be in the table, and you're looking at a different playoff situation. You're looking at a different automatic promotion or relegation position. These couple of games, these 2 remaining games for each team that's still left, are going to be very, very impactful for everyone involved. And that still includes the top boys here today, because they're not guaranteed top quite yet.
No, we might as well just move into the game right now. If I heard that correctly from our producer, going to coastline. Gonna repeat it again. We are moving into the ban phase here. Kjell's Disciples, Mouseplayz. Kjell's Disciples on defense. Mouseplayz can show that maybe we were wrong, Ebac. Maybe they do have the gunplay to contest here. To contest the raw firepower on Kjell's Disciples. At least Size. You know Size, right? You know Size,
yes.
the player of Kjell's Disciples?
Sides, yes. I remember him from the X-Men's days. A rather long time ago. I just remember him playing Legion against Team Validus in EEG Season 2. It just sticks in my mind. He got a triple on a cafe defense of the top floor. That's in my mind. But other than that, he's going to have to reprove himself to me because it's been a while.
First band's going to be an ace. I think that's a pretty standard band nowadays on Coast, and especially if you look at that quad wall up top in pink, as well as a triple wall, not necessarily open as often, but what doesn't happen quite often, it's a secondary heart breach ban. They really don't want that wall, especially
Huh.
the quad wall open here. Neither of the teams, as they both have basically disabled and thrown away the remote gadget heart breachers. How do you say the throwables, the
Hmm.
long range heart breachers?
The Valkyrie makes a lot more sense. That's pretty standard here on Coastline. I'm just very perplexed by those hard breach bans. You don't often see teams prioritize hard breach anyway on this attack, so I don't know why there's a double ban here. Really wanting to keep some stuff closed, and within that, they're going to lack some intel. Valkyrie's gone, and the Maestro as well. The ability to deny the plant. It's not quite test server crazy as of yet, but it's still pretty good. So take him away. What is left? Still quite a few operators to do what they want, but weirdly restrictive in one or two areas and not others, which is bizarre. So everything about this game so far, whether it's map selection, the teams and what they're deciding to do, what they're banning as well, it's crazy. So I'm imagining we get on to this first round and we're going to see like 5 aces within one round.
Yeah, that would be quite something. Both teams here basically say that they both have the same mindset. We don't want any heart breachers. Let's enter on the game. Because the bands that what is that? Excuse me here. That's what I deduce from these bands. And we talk about Intel denial, the Mozzie coming out as well, being 6-picked here from Kjell's Disciples, even less Intel here. But now on the attacker side.
I'm going to don my monocle and do some proper investigating and figure out exactly what's going on here. Really can't tell. I mean, you look at both lineups, they have a lot of variety in both. One of my favorite things about Coastline in general, it mixes up your lineup somewhat. It's one of those maps, it's similar to Chalet in that regard, in that you see a Lion coming out. His prominence has been rising as of late, and the Capitao as well. So many players across divisions in ECS are fantastic Capitao players, and it's nice to see him utilized. We'll see what Code can offer up at the start of this round. Kjell's Disciples, they're opting for a kitchen defense. They've got a pretty solid setup, but not too many question marks as to what they'll be doing here. As we can see, strong emphasis on holding some of these areas back and maybe trying to just burn down that clock as much as possible.
Need a strong horizontal extension here into blue bar indeed. It's a lot of lines of sight. If you're trying to enter, well, you're going to get Pocahontas on your face. It's a good, easy first kill here for Pocahontas. Aggressive spawn peek, Capitan off the board. I'm just going to revert back to what I was saying on the blue attack. If you're trying to push the Sunrise and you see all those holes, it kind of puts you on alert, because there might not be anybody there, but really, Mouseplayz, they might be expecting someone there. You never really 100% know until you drone, and what does droning cost? That's going to cost you time, and time is a very spare thing here in Rainbow Six Siege.
You can't afford to waste it. Mouseplayz, they've lost that first man, a big disadvantage already, but the intel is coming forward for them, and they get a kill via it. The yellow ping onto the player in 90. It's a simple sweep up for the Zofia. Man count equalized, 1 minute gone, full vertical control. Things suddenly look back in the hands of Mouseplayz somewhat.
Yeah, it's going pretty quickly here for Mouseplayz. It's a quick top floor control, as you said, and you see the sledge bonking away at the floor, destroying these lovely wooden floors. I don't think the handyman is going to be quite happy here. A lot of work for him afterwards, but a lot of vertical control, and Kjell's Disciples seemingly quite okay with that. There's no attempt of a retake. They still have quite some roamers, but it's all horizontal here. An extension into security. Blue and Sunrise has been completely given up, as they have noticed that Mouseplayz are not really focused on that. It's a really vertical heavy control here. That a vertical heavy play that Mouseplayz are trying to bring out. But still, no real fruits have been obtained here from their efforts.
Well, the controller, the horizontal, is still in the hands of Kjell's Disciples. That's the most important thing right now. They have control all across the map. It means they might have to do something retake style if someone does sneak by, but the last minute hasn't been great. I think Mouseplayz won the first minute. Kjell's Disciples have won the second one. Whoever wins this third one is going to take this round here. A nice bit of a split up push, and the Zofia again in a strong position to find one, but doesn't this time around. The Aruni persisting upstairs only momentarily. Jailbreak finds the key, takes down the Aruni. 35 seconds left for this execute. The advantage for Mouseplayz, but still these spread players having a lot of angles potentially to deny this, and Smoke still strong.
Vertical control only gets you so far. You need to get the kills and the horizontal control as well. Tom down now is going to put Sides and Zemo in quite the tough situation. The Sides get one back, but not for long. 2v3. Vertically a 1v3 here. Sides finds one. Diffuser being planted by Zano. And suddenly, even horizontal control is not going to get you far. The diffuser is being planted, and he's going to decide to get his teammate back up. Now an even 2v2, man count wise, but now the roles are reversed. And this vertical angle is going to prove very difficult for Kjell Disciple to contest. If they get that gunfight off, I'm going to be thoroughly surprised. And Tukan finds one. A spray through the floor is going to net absolutely nothing. And Zana will net a kill on Tom. And Mouseplayz with a solid first round here. They picked off every single roamer one by one.
Yeah, an effective bit of play from the attackers of Mouseplayz White, showing maybe why they were coming along to Coastline. It's somewhat attacker-sided, so a good start is what you need on the attack. They don't want to lose too many rounds here and then transition it to their defenses, which will be more of the test for them, I think, on this map. So it's very important to start off well, and they have, thankfully for them. They'll be attacking the same place yet again. They don't know that quite yet, but they are bringing, it would seem, the very same lineup. And why fix what isn't broken?
Yeah, you don't really need to fix anything there. Mouseplayz, as you said, they won the second bit of the map there, the first minute of the round, and it all went pretty slow, but in the end, the horizontal extend only gets you so far. The vertical plays forces everybody to kind of move a bit. You can't really sit, especially when you see that Smoke put in that shield. Once the Sledge has full control of top floor and has the floor open, you can't sit there anymore. You can't cover the plant. It's very perplexing here. The Kjell Disciples didn't really go for an active retake of the top floor. Especially in the post-plant situation, the top floor is so difficult to retake. It's virtually impossible. You saw how Sides tried to contest that angle and basically just instantly died. It's almost undoable. Kjell Disciples, if they're gonna want to win this round, need to have more top floor presence, or else it's gonna be a replay of the last one.
Something does need to change from them. They brought the pulse along. That could give them a bit of an element, especially on that vertical axis. They need to make sure that they don't lose as many fights upstairs, for one, but certainly they can win some without really even taking a fight with those two C4s in hand from the Melusi and the Pulse. With that info, could be quite useful. Early round Mouseplayz, just gotta make sure they start slightly better than they did last time. They don't want to lose that early man, because I imagine throughout the round, Kjells, they'll be offering up a bit more resistance. It's usually a lot tougher attacking the same site twice in a row.
You kind of now know, this Kjell Disciples now knows how Mouseplayz want to attack this, and exactly, Pocahontas now contesting the top floor, not letting them have it within the first 30 seconds. Jailbreak gets droned in, he could pre-fire, but that's not what he's going to do. Pocahontas and Jailbreak both come away unscathed, and now top floor control does fall into the hands of Mouseplayz if they want to. Drop the hatch. There is still that Melusi playing on cool vibe stairs. She could come around for a quick retake. Not sure that was a C4. Well, there's now going to be a C4 where it's going to net absolutely nothing here for Tom. Yet again, quick and firm top floor control here gained by Mouseplayz.
Pretty much the same thing as last time right now. The big difference is that it's not a 4 versus 4, it's a 5 versus 5. The amount of utility, it's tough to say really if anyone's coming out on top. It just means there's more options available for both sides right now. Still, that horizontal control that was not quite impactful enough for Kjell's Disciples at the end of the round last time is still present for them. But with a man advantage, that will certainly help out, as there's so many different angles to watch. The Jaeger Pocahontas finds the first. It's Hammy. He's down on the Zofia and made some impactful plays last round, but it's the man who refragged the first kill last time. It's Jailbreak, finding a response onto Sides, most importantly, on the smoke.
Almost an absolutely pitch perfect replay of the last round. We had Pocahontas find the first goal last round, and exactly as you said, refragged by Jailbreak. Now, though, there's only 50 seconds remaining, and Mouseplayz haven't dispatched of any of the other roamers here, other than Sides. Sides of side player, Pocahontas finding a second, and that's where this round is going to differ. Toucan finds one back into Zemo, and Zano follows it up as well, and suddenly, Tom and Robin. It's actually going to be a 2v0 now, as Toucan and Jailbreak find one of their own, and Mouseplayz with a very strong round number 2. Ebac, I even want to argue this is stronger than their first round.
Yeah, they just seem to be stepping up. They saw the challenge that was presented to them with the pulse, and then they just ignored it completely, took down pretty much everyone, losing the smoke early especially, and a player like Size, who was quite impactful at the end of the last round as well, despite failing to get a win. It's a really impactful couple of picks as well from Mouseplayz. They ironed out some of those issues at the very beginning of the round, and they got into gear straight away, really dominating on those kitchen attacks. They know what they're doing there. And finally, Kjell's Disciples, they've had enough. They can't win there. Let's move over to Euchre and Billiards and offer something slightly different up. Now, there's been a bit of discussion about the smoke changes and how that might affect, especially the coastline hookah defense, with that wall propagation trick that everyone likes to do. And the potential changes in that might mix this up a bit, so it might be a bit of a farewell to this sort of strategy here.
It might indeed be one of the last times that we're going to see this on ECS. So we have playoffs coming in, so maybe going to see some more Coastline there. Although, I think Coastline might be one of the lowest picked maps within ECS. I don't know if you're kind of a facts man, right, Ebac? I don't know if you have that off the top of your head.
Wait, what? Sorry, what were you asking for again?
Whether Coastline is an often played map in ECS. I don't think
it is
it's
the least played map in Majors at the moment.
It is, huh?
I don't know about Open.
I cast most of Open. It's kind of my little division. At least that's how I want to see it.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen much of it either. I think this might be the second time, if I'm lucky, that we see Coastline. So who knows? Playoffs are still a very big mystery, and playoffs might be slipping out of Kjell's Disciples' hands here. 2 rounds down, they might find themselves in quite a difficult situation. Do they let more rounds slip? You didn't mention it's attacker-sided, and now when we do say attacker-sided, we don't mean that an attacker should win all 6 rounds. Oh. Jailbreak is going to win that gunfight though into Robin, and that's your Muzzy off the board very early on. It's not putting Kjell's Disciples in quite the good position here, Ebac. I'm starting to worry for them here at round number 3.
A little bit. Jailbreak has stepped up fantastically at the start of this game. He's showing what he is made of. Kjell's Disciples falling at his hand yet again for the 4th time now. 4 men still remaining for them. Lost that utility that the Mozzie can offer. No vertical C4 either. But still 1 remaining in the hands of the Melusi. She's not really in an impactful position to use it right now. A lot of the players focused on the north. And it's currently a north versus south move, as there's very little vertical play going on. It's actually a wallbang from Scythes. What a shot onto Jailbreak to shut down the Ash I was praising so heavily.
Oh, what just a 90-degree turn around the head of Jailbreak there. Scythes, absolutely insane, proving that he is a legend that he is within ECS, or EEG as it was previously called. Pocahontas fighting on to Zano. Suddenly Kjell's Disciples. They're in the driver's seat. 3v3 though, and 1 minute 30 remaining. That's plenty of time for Hammy, Code, and Toucan to make something work over here. Still some vertical destruction still to go, but these roamers here, they might be tough. Size lurking, he can smell the body of the sledge, but hits the shots he does not. And suddenly Code, he's gonna find one as well. Pocahontas down, Zemo finds one back, 2v2, it's a back and forth.
Tough position still for either team. It's tough to call. The 1 minute timer does advantage those attackers ever so slightly, alongside the health advantage they have, and the plants being stuck with the smoke down yet again. Cannot deny through the wall, as we were speaking about. A run out comes from the Jaegers, but the plant is dropped. So, no, it is planted, sorry, my mistake.
35 seconds remain. Need 7 to defuse. Zemo and Sides, they're back in this upwards battle. 3rd time they're in a post-plant situation. Zemo goes for the stick. Toucan tries to shoot, but he can't get the angle. Sides finds one, only needs to hold for another, and that's exactly what he does. Zemo has a lot of time left to defuse. Kjell's Disciples, they bounce back after a very shaky round number 3. Finally, they're on the board. They are not letting Mouseplayz White just run over them and stomp over them like they did the first 2 rounds.
It's an important time to step up for Kjell's Disciples. They can't afford to lose 3 in a row. I'd argue, with the strong attacking play of Mouseplayz so far, you want at least 2 rounds. A 5-1 is a bit too hard to pull back in any instance. A 4-2, so much better. But you know what? They're not really done here. They could get another 2. They could even get another 3 in a row and come out victors. We'll just have to see how they fare on the other first floor site. They struggled so much on kitchen dining, but they did pretty well in Blue and Sunrise throughout those previous rounds. They've held onto the ground pretty well. They do that here. When this is the site, they could be certainly more successful.
It's a third-tier bomb site. I don't think most teams prefer Blue Bar over maybe a Kitchen, but Kitchen hasn't worked twice here for them. So to really go back there, Mouseplayz showed that they're dominant here on at least on Kitchen. Blue Bar, as you said, they did a lot of an extension here. We did see the Mozzie die though last round, opening kill. I mean, was that really the fault of Kjell's Disciples, or was that just Mouseplayz with, let's more specifically Jailbreak with pinpoint accuracy onto the Mozzie? Bit of a unwanted or unneeded aggression there actually from Zemo last round. Actually not quite sure what to make of this here. I'm having a bit of a debate with myself. I'm actually making it quite vocal here. I'm doing it out loud. Not quite sure. Extending the Kitchen. This could be the play. You definitely need to hold that, but this site, it can be won and lost vertically, eBack. Hookah control is very important here. Usually see a mirror placed upstairs to help and defend Hookah, because once the attackers get control of Hookah, it's almost done and dusted. It's almost just impossible to win. And Kjell's Disciples here, round after round, they seem to just negate vertical control.
Got a weird focus on the horizontal. It's not seen them to too many successes so far, but you've got to try and buck that trend. The EE1Ds ringing out from the Lion, just freezing positions momentarily as the drones and men start to come in, but they're held back momentarily. Hammy taking a lot of damage from the mute of Robin, present on Cool Vibes. Gonna back off, and the ground already taken. You spoke about the importance of Hookah. This is a key difference, having that C4 available to pick off 1 kill, but he only gets 1. Sides is taken down, and the man count is equalized. Those holes now serving as vertical angles that the attackers can use, but also a cheeky defender like Robin could use to strike back and maybe find a second.
He really wants to get this kill. He got one to C4, but he's indeed hungry for more. Zophie already pushing down Cool Vibes stairs. This round is gonna be over pretty quickly here if Mouseplayz keep up this pace. Hammy gonna decide to keep off of blue stairs, or Cool Vibe stairs is it's officially known, and he's just gonna move upstairs, do some more destruction to the floor. With the ash off the board, that's indeed some self-destruction gone as well. EE1D is gonna rain out, vibrate everybody, and hold them into place. Still though, now in the last 30 seconds, Mouseplayz haven't made much progress here.
1 minute remaining. We find ourselves in the same position as last time, pretty much. Man count being equal and a lot of time for the defenders. But with 4 men, the amount of utility they've still got, especially with the C4 from the Mozzie, could catch off some of these players. Sledge opening angles as well. 45 seconds now, and it looks like this sauna push might be coming towards Wamai. He finds the first. He's ready for the second. Somehow Code isn't ready, and it's taken down. Bit lazy there from the Capital, and that whole push has been stopped by 1 man. Now just 2 men remaining for Mouseplayz to try and save this round. They're in a bad position. They're not really going to get much from those frag grenades. Sledge is down. Just the Lion. He seems a bit worried out there, stuck by himself. It's a triple with the Org for Tom. And the round for Kjell's Disciples. Mouseplayz just falling apart there. They seem scared to enter.
It's just not how you attack that. They try to clear Sauna with the Zophie. I don't know if you really caught that, Eback. They threw in a lot of Soma charges. Excuse me, not Soma charges. A lot of concussion Zophia grenades. They put in impact grenades. They try to push in Capital bolts. And at the end of the day, they couldn't get the player out. And you want the player out, because if he's not out, this is what happens. So Wamai is an Org. That's an AR that is pretty capable. And it took down 2 players. And indeed, as you did say, Code wasn't ready for some odd reason. He should have really been. He saw his teammate die, and he's just going to be like, well, he's not going to peek again, is he? Well, got proven wrong. Going back to kitchen service now, though. Kjell's disciples, they are forced to go there. Otherwise, it's going to be bedroom and theater. Not a site most teams prefer anymore. It's fallen out of meta about 2 or 3 seasons ago. Kitchen defense hasn't worked for them twice. Is third time the charm here?
Well, they've warmed up a bit. I think that's the positive thing you could say for Kjell's disciples. They seem to have stepped up a gear. They're winning their fights a bit more, and they're winning rounds on top of it. 2 on the bounce. And now 3 would be fantastic. They've got the 2 I was talking about. A 3-3 split here is great if they've got the strong attacking that we would expect from them. This is a moment to step up, and they've changed their strategy on top of it. Bringing along that Mira. She's so impactful within the site, but also upstairs. They're opting for that theatrical theater setup. Should be a good bit of fun, that.
This is, I think, what they really needed. Some more top floor control. We see actually some utility being put up there, as you said, the Mira. You see actually some roamers. Pocahontas, I think this is Saint Spoonby keyed earlier this game, round number 1. It netted him a kill, and in round number 5 is going to net him nothing, but a good view at the window and some sunlight. So you're moving in now. The attackers have already dropped down the hatch. Am I seeing that right? No, I'm not. I'm actually just depth of field. It's difficult. It's difficult.
I mean, you don't really want to do that. I know, has he?
No,
There's
he's
the line
outside.
Behind.
He's below.
He's down outside. But yeah, I see what you mean now. It's a risky play to drop down that hatch, especially with the mirror there. It's not a situation you want to find yourself in. Is that a Mozzie drone that's gone outside? No, I'm not sure what the situation is with that drone out in the open. But the first minute's gone, and Mouseplayz haven't found themselves too much ground, and they've not found a kill for it either until now. It's the mirror within the middle of the site. How did they get a kill onto her? It was the vertical, was it?
The vertical has been held, but now they're losing the horizontal. TMSK Pocahontas answer back until his code and Toucan. It seems that Mouseplayz have no answer for this vertical hold of Kjell's disciples, and suddenly they're half the man count here. Toucan and Code need to pull off something spectacular here. In round number 5, they want to revive the 3-3 split, at least for Mouseplayz, revive the positive split for Mouseplayz, at least the possibility of that. Toucan finds one, and he's gonna breathe the fresh air, you know what, he's gonna put that whole saying out the window. He's gonna get a kill, and with that now, 3v2, it's more possible for them.
There's a way in for Mouseplayz. A 2 versus 3 is certainly a much more favorable position. Still not great. They wouldn't have chosen this beforehand. They've got a lot to deal with. The utility still available for the defenders, and not much cleared out so far, despite the fact they found the Jaeger and the Mirror. Both of their utilities were already down and still in use by these defenders. Got control of pretty much the entire map. 2 players still standing outside, not quite sure what they want to do. And it's the same situation we saw prior, I think the first round especially, where you had a big spread from Kjell's disciples across the bottom floor, and they are ready to pinch on in. Mouseplayz, their best chance is probably just bashing on in, trying to find a way through. And they're going for, again, this one-man split, one upstairs, one downstairs, trying to stick the plan. Which is unreliable, given the utility and the lack of men. This is going to be a risky push.
Code dies with the diffuser, all hope's gonna be lost for Mouseplayz, even if he's gonna stay alive, and that's exactly what happens here. Toucan, with 7 seconds remaining, needs to run for that diffuser or get 3 kills. Neither seem like an option here with 0 seconds on the clock. Kjell's disciples win round number 5. I think Mouseplayz just did not have an answer to that vertical roam here, Ebak. Kjell's disciples, they finally learned. They learned their mistake of round number 1 and 2.
Well, they've definitely woken up a bit. They just seems to have maybe not been quite ready, not quite in gear. It's not like old ECS in previous seasons where we've had 2 maps, and you have that first map where sometimes a team is not quite there, not in gear, and then suddenly second map they're ready. They're in the mood. You know, they can get things grooving. You don't have that luxury anymore. There's just one map, and you have to make it happen as quickly as possible. And if you adjust late, it means you might just be going to overtime, and you lose the potential points you might have won. So no such opportunity here. Kjells, they know they have to start getting these points now if they want to finish in that top spot. And Mouseplayz already looking in a weakened position. That's 3 rounds they've lost in a row. They can only pull it even at best on their attack here. And it's starting to look more like what we were predicting at the start of the game. Now is the time to prove everybody wrong with a strong attacking round.
Yeah, this is going to be do or die, I think, for Mouseplayz indeed. If they can't win this round, the momentum is going to be fully shifted into Kjell's Disciples, winning 4 rounds on a slightly attacker-sided map on your defensive half. And after that, it's just going to be even more fun for them. They get to play with those powerful assault rifles. They get to set the pace by being an attacker, and Parker Hontas, he's going to set the pace with a possible spawn peek. No, it's just a tease? No, he's teasing the barricade. He's doing a lot. He's running away. He's not spawn peeking. Nope, he's going to choose another window to spawn peek.
He can't make his mind up. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm not sure if there's anyone there right now. We'll have to wait and see. I do expect aggression from these guys. They got lots of angles, but I guess Hammy expected it as well, and takes down the Vigil. Nice easy free kill, and Robin doing his aggressive peek towards the roof. Almost taken down as well. He trades a bit of damage onto Zano, but he took way more than he dished out.
Yeah, it's such an impossible angle to hold as a defender. Even with a 1.5x scope, it's so difficult to hit those heads, especially if you're holding an angle from below. Jailbreak in below on blue bar is going to push an Ash Charge down Cool 5 stairs. Zano using his E1D, and it seems that Kjell's Disciples, they've kind of lost their pace, but Tomsk in kitchen could prove to be vital here. If he peaks at just the right moment, might get a kill, maybe 2. Jailbreak, he's been on fire this game, especially in the first couple of rounds. He definitely is hungry for more kills, getting droned in by his teammates, destructing the floor above him is going to force the defenders to relocate. They can't sit still, but if you sit still, you might die to a rain of bullets from that R4C.
Man advantage for Mouseplayz is a strong advantage, but they've really struggled to maintain it so far this game. When they've gone ahead, they've lost that man back. Tail of both teams really so far. And the big difference is when they have a 2-man advantage, they've really enjoyed it, and they've used it well. And thankfully, they've got one again. Jailbreak stepping back up. He disappeared after those strong first 2 rounds, really struggling on the kill since then, but now he's found his first in quite a while. It's looking strong for Mouseplayz. 1 minute left to hold on for Kjell's Disciples. Still got 2 C4s, but only there are 2 vertical. Is that a 90 player? I believe there's one underneath Hookah and one in the middle of the corridor upstairs. Yes, that is correct. They've come up to deny this plant. They don't have the smoke that they lost so much in previous rounds. They can deny remotely. With this being shut down, 2 more men fall, all down to the Mozzie.
Flawless round's going to be what's going to be dished out to Kjell's Disciples. Mouseplayz saying, well, you can win 3, we can win 3 as well. With that, Mouseplayz actually coming back after an indeed very weak 3 rounds in a row. It seems that Kjell's Disciples got a bit too aggressive there. The Vigil dying early days, and the Mozzie taking peeks he really shouldn't have. It's giving Mouseplayz those easy pickings, and well, you're 2-man down, and you have a player like Jailbreak on your team that can just run around as Ash, get a couple of kills. It's just going to be so difficult to hold that site, and it's a 5v2. It's not much you can do. You don't expect Kjell's Disciples to win in that position. Time wasn't in their favor either. Mouseplayz still had 40 seconds to play with, so I mean, everybody would have seen that round outcome coming since round. This is like this 2-minute mark.
Mouseplayz definitely on top at the end of that round, but now we've had a big switch up. Kjell's on the attack. Can it be a difference maker? You imagine so, but we are really yet to see them step up properly. They seem to be stuttering somewhat. They found those 3 rounds in a row, getting some momentum together, then they lose it again. It's rather back and forth. That flawless could be a confidence shaker for them on their final defense. Really not too shaky. We'll see what how they can really balance the momentum battle, because even within rounds it's going back and forth quite a bit. So it's really tough to call this game. It's definitely not the game some of us might have anticipated.
Oh, I didn't anticipate this. Honestly, seeing Chaos Disciples line up some pretty strong fraggers there. I've cast some of their games myself, and I've seen them just go in with this amount of confidence that just exudes from their playstyle. And Sides finds one in Jailbreak, and with that, that Ash player last round, I was on a Jaeger. It's going to be off the board pretty early on. It seems very similar to what we saw last round as well. But then now the signs are reversed. Jailbreak down. A lot of time still to play for Chaos Disciples. We're attacking Hookah, and I'm quite interested to see what is going to be Chaos Disciples' focus here. It seems to be a a vertical hold, a vertical push here, as they are now clearing downstairs. They might open up some floorboards here, dislocate some of these players that are playing within Pink and Aqua. The hatch opened up from, I think that was from above. I think it was a Melusi opening an escape route for her, but maybe she could fall right into the open arms of Sides.
It's a potential drop down and maybe an escape or a quick rotate around to Cool Vibes to catch off the attackers who are just taking it. They've noticed that it's clear and they're just moving on in. They shut down the one player holding the wall and holding drinks. So many defenders falling, and that's all of them. You get flawless right back. No you from Kjell's Disciples, and that's a pretty good start to their attack.
You can't even finish your sentence, Evac. They're so rude. You just started talking and they're like, no, we're done. We're done. You're just going to clean this up. You're just going to put them, it's going to sweep them up, throw them away. Flawless round, exactly. Flawless back. I think this is where we did see Chaos Disciples come into play, and winning their 1v1s, and, well, I have a sentence I like to say. Rainbow Six Siege is a tactical first-person shooter. There's tactical in the name, there's also shooter in the name, and, well, if you can hit your shots, you can definitely win rounds that way, especially when Mouseplayz are just rolling over like that. Oh, they're not really rolling over. They roll over because there's no life in them anymore from the bullets of Chaos Disciple. Oh, I'm going on a rant here. That's leading to nowhere. Chaos Disciples won a very, very convincing fragging power round, which you did expect from them, and especially in their attacking half, and they haven't disappointed just yet. We're moving to a different site now for Mouseplayz. Kitchen and Service, and I wonder, are Mouseplayz going to do a vertical hole like we did see Chaos Disciples in the last round? Because last time around, Mouseplayz exploited the lack of a top 4 hold from Chaos Disciples. Are they going to learn from the mistakes of their foes, or are they going to fall into the same trap?
I'd expect a different style of attack to some degree. Obviously, every team is going to want to make sure they take out those vertical players, take the ground, make sure there's nobody sneaking around, nobody roaming. Maybe a slight more prioritization of taking over on the west side, which it looks like we might be seeing, as 3 players have spawned there at the very least. It would surprise me if not, but Mouseplayz, same prioritization from them. They're not focusing on it, so it looks like a pretty simple west versus east right now. Just Toucan is the kind of conveyor in the middle of that. Where did Pocahontas get that from? He's blasting in again. I was just talking about Ashes and Lions blasting into the site on Mouseplayz attack. They're going to be punished by their very own from Kjell's Disciples.
No way.
Finds a triple, taken down in the end by Jailbreak. But it's a last-ditch effort, it seems, as Hammy. Where is he? He's miles away. He's inside of... where's that called? Courtyard, that's it. He's the last man. I almost said coastline. And there we go. Kjell's Disciples, they step one more round closer to taking this game. I mean... wow, that was incisive and a half.
I was talking about confidence end of last round, and well, confidence, here it is. How long did they need for that round? A minute? I think that was about it. Pocahontas just went, well, this is free real estate. Go in. R4C goes burr and kills 3. And even when that's not enough, the pistol goes burr too. And only after getting 3 kills can Pocahontas get shut down by Jailbreak. It seems like they're a bit foes of each other's here. And whoa, okay, Chaos Disciples, if you can do that one more time, I think Mouseplayz are going to be down in momentum. Chaos Disciples, they're setting the pace. They're setting everything. Mouseplayz don't even have enough time to finish their setup before they're at the front door. It's insane.
Doesn't help.
This is what I was talking about with the confidence of Chaos Disciples. It's insane. They know what they're doing, and they're showing it off. They had a shaky defensive half, with their attacking half looking much stronger, even stronger than Mouseplay's strongest attacking rounds here, you back.
Not a great position to be for Mouseplayz, but still salvageable at this point. Just got to set up, make sure they are ready to deny any sort of quick plays like that. I know, Noah, I saw them all get trapped in the doorway, but I don't have to talk about it. Theory me. That's the sort of little bits of teamwork that you need to sort out. It's not just those early ones in doorways. It's mid-round, making sure they're adjusting quickly, making sure that their positioning is close enough that they can stem a rush like that. The first player to die, give the call, make sure it's nice and clear, have players acting on that. They just clearly weren't ready, they weren't prepared for the sort of rush they received in the end, and just very unfortunate for them. This time, Kjell's Disciples, they're not focusing on the west side. They already did that. Let's go for the east instead. Top down.
A pick phase and a prep phase before you're already almost at the end of that round with Kjell's Disciples almost going flawless. Pocahontas dying denied them that. This time was a bit of a slower approach. This change of pace might throw Mouseplayz off. Doesn't seem that it is really doing much here, as Hammy is actually going to get the first kill. It's a good first opening pick here for Mouseplayz, and it might throw a spanner in the works of Kjell's Disciples and might slow them down just a tad. And not only did he kill Tomsk, he also killed the sledge, and that's a lot of that floor that is going to remain intact now. They're going to use some other utilities that could also be used elsewhere. Hammy getting pressured from Blue Bar, could get pinched here as I do see another player, but Pocahontas misses his shots, and Hammy does not. A double kill here for him. Mouseplayz strongly in the driver's seat. Could they crawl one back? Get a round back here. This is something they desperately need.
Robin falling down and finished off by Hammy, stepping up again. So many important kills for him. He's technically negative, but his impact has certainly been positive for his team, especially on the attack. Some very good Zofia plays right now, all on the 2 men of Kjell's Disciples. They're not near the site, they're just above holding angles. They've netted themselves one for it. Size picking his 8th of the game. Some real strong gunning play from Kjell's Disciples, as we anticipated this game. Has seen them a long way. It's got to see them a bit further this round if it's not going to be 5-4 on the scoreboard. They're taking a bit more damage than they deal in that particular fight. Not sure who was contesting towards. I think it was Code onto Zemo. It's a tough move here, and I think Kjell's might just be hoping for a wild rush here.
They're waiting for Mouseplayz to make a mistake and peek them where it's really unnecessary, but Hammy gets the ace. A double kill. They basically line up for him. It's an ace here for Hammy. He's coming up big this round, but it's going to be enough to push Mouseplayz back into the lead. They're still 1 round down, and with Kjell's Disciples winning 2 rounds in such quick succession, they tried, I think, for a change of pace, but they might just go back and think, well, killing worked. We want to try that again.
Jerry's just said, worth mentioning, Hammy aced him last week in Unranked. So Hammy, just the ace demon, it seems, at the moment. And that's what his team need. Just that bit of motivation. After being flawless, after having some really rough rounds there as well, following that flawless round, it's a good strike back from Mouseplayz. It shows they can have their individual moments, as we saw from Pocahontas that previous round, rushing in on the Ash. It's both teams are very capable of all sorts of things, and round-wise, it's still pretty close. It's tough to call. Mouseplayz, this is their best chance, Hookah, to get it to 5-all. You imagine this is probably their better site to defend. If they can pull this together, they're that much closer to... I mean, they can still do it in regulation to get some points in their hands, but they're certainly a lot closer to overtime, if that's an option as well.
Overtime is always an option. We're looking at round number 10, we're very neck and neck, and as were previously, the rounds were just a kind of a ping-pong game, going back and forth every single time. It's now shifted on 2-on-2, and if the trend continues, Mouseplayz are going to win this round, and we're going to at least get 12 rounds of game. But it's all going to be a matter of time. We need to see how this is all going to play out. I want to see Kjell's Disciples here go for another one of those really rushed ish kind of plays, but I
Uh-huh.
think Pocahontas also knows that that's not really an option right now. Mouseplayz
No,
is going to
they've
be well
not.
aware for it, right? They're
I
going to be
think the
prepared.
lineups indicates that they're probably not going to do something like that. The Nomad, she can certainly help with. Oh my
Oh
word,
my god.
Pocahontas. He's not even listening to anyone. He's just running on in. And Ashmain in every way possible. He's just blasting in, murdering everyone. But Hammy strikes back. He's not done. He gets an ace and he gets one more onto Robin. Very good bit of play there. And the man count is equalized. Pocahontas, he's not stopping. He's going towards Cool Vibes. Now he's stopped by Code. Just sitting there nice and comfortable on the stairs. What is going on?
It's that moment where Pocahontas is like, he's prone on the floor, what is he doing there? Jailbreak gets one of the Tomsk, and now Kjell's Disciples look a little worse for wear. 2v4. They both do have full HP. They have a lot of time to work with. Diffuser in hand. If you want to see this as a little bit of a light at the end of a tunnel, it's that those things are going for them. Time stops for no one, and also not for Kjell's Disciples. They need to start moving and get a kill or two on the board, otherwise it's just going to be a bloodbath coming in to the site. They need
Same
at least
situation
one,
as
maybe
last.
two.
Yeah, we're pretty much in the same situation as last time. The Nomad will certainly help. She can be pretty strong in weakened positions. I don't know how many jabs she's used though. I'm not sure if she could get in there and maybe put another one or two down, which could nab you a free kill or two. Just making sure flank is watched, as they're relatively low on intel options, I believe. I currently can't see anything, so
I do see
can't
someone at the
tell either
window,
way.
and I saw the Zofia holding the window. I hope the Zofia wins that gunfight. No, Code comes away unscathed. Well, not unscathed. He loses a lot of HP. It's a bit of
Does he?
a. Oh, we're back. We're back. We're back. Still a 2v4. We didn't miss anything. We didn't miss much, at least. Oh,
I don't know. I'm missing a lot. I can't see anything.
well, 50. Just...
That's all right, Jerry.
Oh, we're back. I'm back. I don't know if you're back, but 30 seconds remain. 2v4, and smoke grenades are flying out. The last one being popped with 30 seconds remaining. Not best timing here for Mouseplayz. Hookah or Aqua Control firmly in their hands, with the Zofia holding the flank through the window. 20 seconds to go. Proning in, going in guerrilla style. Needs to get that plant down. Zemo, he's gonna try at least. If they did get a kill somehow. 2v3, 15 seconds to go. Smoke on the board. That shotgun from close range could do a lot of damage. Post-plan situation, and suddenly it's a 2v1. Sides gets 2, and it's only Code. Code finds Zemo, and now it's a 1v1. But it's a post-plan situation. Sides can sit back and hold angles while Code needs to go peek it, and Code does not have the HP to do so. Time is ticking. They need 7 seconds to defuse, but that's not even going to be necessary as Sophia gets the final kill. Kjell's Disciples on match point. 6-5. Mouseplayz need to answer back quickly here.
Yes, we can, Jerry. It looks like we're going to be going to a quick tech break. Just a moment whilst we try and fix some of the issues currently plaguing your screen. We'll be back in just a moment.
Sure, round we did not see much of. Kjell's Disciples 6-4 in the lead. They're close to well, they are on match point. They're close to winning and securing themselves that playoff spot here, Ebac. Mouseplayz need to answer back with 2 rounds at a minimum. Not only get so far as over.
Yeah, that 0 might be a bit of a handy pick as well from the attackers. A nice mix-up of lineup. I was about to talk about how the kind of Nomad might impact that last round. Didn't really get to see much of it because everyone was dead before they really even entered the building. So the 0's intel might be a big difference maker here. I mean, they still came back and won it. We didn't really see much of that round. So maybe it did have a bit more of an interesting... Yeah, at least Sides has a clip of it, so we can double check and see what happened. Thankfully, at some point, if we do desire. Mouseplayz, their desire currently is win some rounds. They've got to get 2 to make sure that they can even bring it to overtime, which will guarantee them 1 point. Right now, they're staring at a 0. It would not be favorable. And I'm not talking about the operator.
Oh, they're staring at both, really.
Oh, yeah.
0. 0 is, his cams are really useful. Especially on a map like Coastline, where flanking basically only happens in on 2 stairways. You can put them down in quite a sneaky spawn, and suddenly your teammate can hold those flanks really, really well, and in a spot that you don't really expect them to be. Although those 0 cams are really, really loud when you place them down. It's not an inconspicuous gadget, that's for sure.
No, definitely not. I think the best gadgets are loud, like which gadget is that? It sounds so good.
Lucy?
It sounds like the best gadget in the game.
Oh,
usually accompanied by some shouting from some very beautiful woman.
You mean the laser guns?
Potentially. Who knows? Anyway, right now, Kjell's Disciples, they're setting themselves up pretty well. They've got the vertical control underneath. They've got angles across. They've got a big window player on the Zofia as well. And they've got players across by Aqua, so pretty well poised to attack in lots of areas. But the reliance is upon individual players when you're this spread out. You've not got the refrag potential, potentially, and that can really upset you. So it's got to go well to start off with. And it has done. Sides finds the first man, and Pocahontas almost finds a second inside of Hookah. But now they're starting to team up as they go towards what looks like an Aqua attempted plant.
This round could be over before you know it, folks. Code on half HP inside Hookah. He's fighting for his life there as he's stuck. He can't move anywhere without receiving bullets from Pocahontas or the player across in Aqua. Tukan, together with Zano here, needs to hold on to cool vibes there. Robin on the window, they're plaguing them. They do not want that to happen. Zemo is going for the plant, ladies and gentlemen, and suddenly it's all moving very quickly. The smoke isn't connecting. Pocahontas finally gets a kill. As Tukan trades back, Robin finds one as well. It's a 4v2 post-plant situation. Tukan and Code both on low HP as Code goes down, and now Tukan, with probably less than 5 HP, needs to do all the work himself. He's facing 5 attackers. There's 0, if not no, hope to really secure this round. He only has a limited set of time to work with. He finds one onto Sides, the second onto the rappel, and suddenly it's a 2v2. Less than 14 seconds to go before he needs to start sticking that defuse. Robin, prone in Aqua, is going to cancel it all out, cancel all the work Code was doing. And now, with that, Kjell's Disciples, not only do they win Coastline, they also secure themselves a spot in the playoffs.
Well, that's the big stat that they wanted today. Doesn't matter how they did it, they were brought pretty far in the game, a bit further than some might have expected, the 5 rounds against them. But in the end, they just had a bit too much, 4 rounds against them, a bit too much for their opposition to handle today. Unlucky for Mouseplayz White. It's a good result from Kjell's Disciples. And what might that mean to the losing team today in terms of the table? Because that could be a dodgy result.
Yeah, it's not something that really we're looking for today. At least 1 point would have put them even further away from that relegation spot. But with this loss, it's up to Double Cross and Suprion Esports to really answer back. Either of those with a win, and it's going to bump them all the way back down to 6th, even 7th position. And that's not territory you want to be in, because if you're there, you have to redo all of your qualifying. You've lost your right to the Open Division.
Yeah, that doesn't sound too favourable. I think they'll be trying to avoid that. Unfortunately, they've got to pull out some more points than they did today. Absolutely zilch. Unfortunately, that's such a great word. There's so many good words in English for zero and things like that. Like, they're good. Anyway, nothing for them. All in the points of the winning side today, who are very dominant at the top of the division. I'm excited to see what they might offer during the playoffs now that they've guaranteed that spot as well against some of those contenders teams to start off with. I think is how we've organised it. Anywho, that's going to be a good bit of fun. We got one more Playday until then. We got the rest of the games in open within the coming days as well, I expect. So stick around for that. But for today, that is all. I've been Evac. I've been joined by Yannick. We'll see you next time.